You know,
I would not make it.
no
Hey
way.
everybody, how you doing? We just I thought I'd come on. I know it's been a while since I really actually did a show, so I've got Deciduous with me, and we've got some pretty heavy stuff to talk about, like usual. We thought I'd come on. I know it's been a while since I really actually did a show. Yeah. Okay.
And I have some heavy news. I washed my privates about an hour and a half ago after a long day of working in the sun, and it was great. The water was black from being in the dirt all day, and that's breaking news. And I saved myself from being filthy this evening by actually showering. So,
See, you saved yourself a little bit.
oh yeah, it's important to do.
Yes. You have to save yourself now.
Sometimes in the winter when I'm bored, I'll just shave my genitals for no reason.
Hey, it's
But
good.
that would be a different show. That would be Shave Yourself.
It's renewal of growth. We have to do that once in a while.
It's good to trim the hedge. Every now and then you got to trim the hedge. Any self-respecting person will understand.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to get shot because someone thinks I'm a Sasquatch walking through the yard. So
Can't have your tape braid too long.
that's right. It's all in the, in the realm of good taste, I guess you could say. And the taint braid regulations that were passed this year too, that kind of put a damper on people getting too crazy with it.
Yeah, this specifically says 3 inches or shorter.
Yeah. Anything over that, there's different tiers of licensing that you have to kind of research, and
because it turns into a dangerous weapon.
yeah, mud flap.
Yep. It's like a beaver tail for your middle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the regulations too, you have to.
Beaver tails are definitely frowned upon simply because they're dangerous weapons.
Yeah, and anything over 3 inches, you have to have a license if you're going to operate heavy machinery, certain types of heavy machinery, because it's a danger.
Yeah.
Like a hay baler or anything like that, farming equipment, you can't have a dangling taint braid because you could be pulled in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Very dangerous. Just like a cape. Don't ever wear a cape.
Yeah, never wear a cape and run a hay baler. That's a bad mix.
Yeah.
The bad part would be too is, if you go ass first, you're going to feel it all. If I had to get pulled into a baler, I'd want to go head first, so at least I'm not going to feel it all.
That would suck.
But maybe that's a morbid preference, but that's what I would choose. Head first in a baler, not ass first.
Yeah, you gotta feel it. That would suck.
Yeah, I know, huh?
At least your conscience is gone. Bam.
Yeah. Like no place to send the pain to anymore.
No pain whatsoever, none.
Exactly.
Don't even have time to feel pain.
Mm-mm. Quick and easy. That's all we can hope for. Is a good death. Death by taint braid in a baler.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
that would be one of the 100 ways to die. Shit.
I bet more people have died from that than the virus in Florida. That's for sure. We got to release genetically altered mosquitoes to fight this virus. How many people have died? 2. And what's the span on that? 8 months. Well, what about the common flu?
Modified mosquitoes. Like, why did they genetically modify mosquitoes? And apparently they did it beforehand.
Yeah, I think a lot of that has to do with they want to do a little test run on non-consensual vaccinations, and mosquitoes are the perfect carriers of it.
Oh yeah, they are.
Oh yeah.
Those little striped bastards, because that's what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty intense.
Mosquitoes are like a flying syringe, pretty much.
Well, yeah, right. Especially when you slap them.
Oh yeah.
Slap them. Not only the toxin. See, they carry a toxin in them that when they poke you, they release this toxin so you don't feel it. So
Exactly. Oh, there's this whole new thing now in the sexual underground where people trap a lot of mosquitoes in like a shot glass, and then they cup it over their balls, and that somehow that gets their rocks off that way. I don't know. It's something I heard about from a friend. Yeah, sickos, huh? What's wrong with people these days?
That's what I'm saying. What the fuck is wrong with you? Put a mosquito on your balls and trapping it.
Get a highball glass, capture about 50 mosquitoes, and then just cup your balls, and somehow that's gonna, yeah, yeah. And there's probably a treatment somewhere you got to fly to do that. It's probably like $800 a treatment for an hour of that.
Have a bunch of people like throw darts at your nuts.
Yeah, huh? There is actually there's one in Japan where they there's certain sexual workers that men hire the women to wear high heels and stop their balls.
Wow.
Yeah. There's also the panty dispenser machines in Japan.
Oh, I know. Isn't that
Yeah, you know about that one. It's like
my panties, and it's got a picture of the chick right there. Like, how do you know that didn't come from like some 80-year-old lady?
yeah, I know. Yeah, I think you could go into a whole like exclusive limited edition line where panties worn by a woman while she shops all day, panties worn by a woman while she does farm work all day. Odor may vary, advertised odor may vary.
They get specific like that, huh?
Oh, that'd be funny if they did.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That would be the hard thing. You'd have to hire like a team of women to keep up with the demand and say, well, we have to have a farm now. Not that we want to actually produce anything, but you guys have to actually live up to the advertisement or we're going to get sued.
Right?
So you have to send 20 women out in the field every day to come up with the limited edition release and say, all right, start shoveling that soil and move it over there for no reason other than say you worked on a farm and it's legit now and we covered our ass legally. What a dilemma, huh?
Right. Wow.
Yeah, I know, huh? Well, it's good we're getting off on the right foot with this show.
Well, hey, as long as we're doing that.
This is what the world needs right now, huh?
Yes.
I like that hat. That Early Times hat, sweet, man. I like that.
I've drank Early Times before, but I'm more of a connoisseur of liquor.
And
it's kind of cheap.
Well, yeah, it's true.
It tastes like I don't know.
Cough medicine?
No, it's even worse than that. It's like it's like they took really good stuff and mixed it around with some shit you don't even know what it is. And then put some water in it and drained all the like crap out of it. Like they put it in a muddy bottle and then they drained the mud out of it. You know what I mean? It does. It tastes like crap.
Yeah, it's like drinking Early Times. You got to listen to Tom Waits when you drink it, you know?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you got to listen to some gritty Tom Waits songs like, Don't Go Into That Barn or Get Behind the Mule or,
right?
Yes, some gritty Tom Waits songs. Sitting by the railroad tracks.
Dude, I made an observation today that I don't know if anyone else has made this observation, but it does have its implications, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look for it real quick. I saw someone's old collection of cars, of like NASCAR cars and stuff this evening. And I noticed on one of the cars, the number 33 car, that it said Lumina on the front.
Huh. Chevy Lumina.
Yeah.
Remember those?
Well, this was an older car. And the name really,
Like Illuminati car.
yeah. Yeah, and the name of the driver was just, it just seemed really fucking weird.
Was
Yeah.
it Wee Willie Winkle?
No, it had deeper implications than that.
I think that reminds me of a NASCAR driver. I think is the best name ever. The best name ever of a NASCAR driver was Dick Trickle.
Oh wow, yeah, yeah, that's messed up right there.
I mean, and a very famous driver, you know,
Right.
Dick Trickle. I mean, could you imagine that his life in school? I mean,
Oh yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine all the names that he was called. Honestly.
and the funny thing is that all the names he was called, none of them was better than his given name, Dick Trickle.
Wow.
You can't top that one.
Oh.
So you saw the Chevy Lumina in someone's NASCAR collection, and it made you think about like why they chose Lumina as a name for a vehicle.
For number 33, yeah, which is the
Oh, number 33. See that
yeah,
adds to it.
yes, absolutely. And
Huh.
name, watch when I come across the name, you're gonna be kind of weirded out by it too.
The driver's name?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm intrigued now. You got the magical number 33 with Illumina as a model.
Harry Gant. Harry Gant. Like
Harry,
like Harry Gant.
Harry Gant.
Yeah.
I think if Harry Gant got with Dick Trickle, they could have a hell of a party, right?
It would definitely be, they would definitely admire themselves.
Yeah. There might even be some shaving going on. With a name like Harry Gant, it makes you want to label that as some sort of
The first thing I thought of when I saw Harry Gant was arrogant. Like, that's the first thing that came to my mind. Like, they're putting it right out there and nobody sees shit. You know, we're arrogant, Harry Gant. Like, I don't know. That was just what ran through my head at the moment. But it is kind of funny that it would be a Chevy Lumina for the number 33 car.
Yeah, that's quite a coincidence. I mean, one of the big coincidences I never heard it, a few people talked about, but the idea that two of the biggest demons that's ever been painted in this country as, evil dictators that we have to take care of was Osama bin Laden and Saddam Hussein, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
And then you have a president in this country that if you change one letter, you have both of those names in his name, which is pretty out there. Barack Hussein Obama, or, like,
right.
What are the odds? I mean, the odds of that are astronomical, but I think it's some sort of imprinting psychological game, because the odds of that are just way too astronomical to happen naturally.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's a lot of speculation about his name and interpretations, even from the Jewish society. Saying that he may be the Antichrist, blah blah blah. But then you would have to believe in the Christ. But That's for a different show, I think, or maybe not.
Well, you know, if anyone actually encounters the Antichrist, it's going to come from within them. So,
That's what I think. I think demons come from within, don't come from without.
oh yeah,
Take them to, dependent upon your mind frame and whatnot. So
yeah, and it's good to be a stubborn bastard in the country that's ready to rage out this door any second with a shotgun blaring. That makes me feel safe this day and age.
yeah, absolutely.
I hear a rattling sound at my chicken coop. I'm outside with my shotgun with a flashlight. I'm like, what the hell? You don't fuck with my chickens.
Right?
Yeah. We were talking about that earlier, but it's so true. I think people that, being called stubborn is always being a negative connotation, but actually being stubborn is a great piece of armor to have.
Yeah, I take that as a compliment.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I'm stubborn. That means that you can't just like get one over on me like in a quick hurry. That's
And the best,
if
the
you
best,
don't like that I'm stubborn, well, I'm sorry, fuck you.
and the best tempering thing to balance out being stubborn is to be reasonable. If you're reasonable and you're stubborn, then that's the qualities I feel like are in good leaders.
Right.
Because you can't just go along with what everyone's concern is, because you're going to be chasing the choir all day. But if you're stubborn and you hear all the concerns and you're reasonable, and that's what we don't have. Shit, we haven't had a good leader in this country probably in I would even say 250 years. Yeah, I know, huh? Kennedy would be the last one.
53.
Yeah, that was it.
Yep. That was the last great leader of our time.
Yeah. We all saw what they do with great leaders. They don't take shit off the Illuminati.
Right. Right. And there's been several of those men in our past, And Trump is another one. He's like, except he's not saying it quite as eloquently as John F. Kennedy did. John F. Kennedy, his explanation of it was long and detailed.
Yeah, he was totally calling out, like, there's organizations in the world right now in a national presidential address saying they choose to work in the shadows with covert means.
Exactly.
Flags and armies, they're working in the shadows. And it's like, wow, even Eisenhower did that on his exit speech. Beware of the military industrial complex. It's all documented, all in the presidential archives. But, that was so long ago.
Right, exactly. And people think it was a long time ago, but honestly,
Nothing.
the whole scheme of things, it was not that long ago, really.
I always like bringing that up when I talk about the Kennedy assassination with people, and they're like, oh, it was so long ago, let it go. And I say, fine, all right, just don't bring up Jesus to me then.
Right, because that
I
happened
talk shelf life,
long ago. Come on. Like, you're talking millennia.
Yeah. Talking like, last century. You're talking, 20 of them.
Yeah, 20 centuries. That's a long fucking time.
That's when the conversation usually ends. I talk about shelf life.
Yeah.
There's that thing too, if you looked into that kids book, the kids book when we were kids, and I never really got into it, but I remember seeing it as a kid in school. It was the Burn Blank Bears. And if you fill in the blank with how you would spell it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Berenstain Bears.
How would you spell that last part of the word in their name?
Oh, man, the Mandela effect is all.
I know, huh?
Yeah, it's Stein.
That's how I remember it too.
And no one will ever, ever, ever convince me otherwise, because I'm not fucking stupid.
Well, I do have some ground-breaking news on that.
I know that I'm not crazy.
Yeah, you're not.
No.
So, okay, so I have a friend here in town who had a cassette in her closet, And she's like, I was telling her about it. She's like, oh, I've got to go look at that because I haven't looked at that in years. So on the outside of the cassette, she has the sleeve, and the sleeve it's spelt Stain, which I do not ever remember it being spelt that
Are
way.
you joking me?
And then on the inside, the cassette has it spelt Stein, like we remember it. So it's a smoking gun. And I'm going to take pictures of it this week.
That's because only the outside of it was exposed to the matrix.
Yeah, huh? And
Yeah.
I'm going to take the cassette.
Inside content stayed the same because it wasn't exposed to the outside matrix.
And I think because I've been exposed to the Matrix, we all have if we've been in this world. So I want to do an experiment where I take the cassette and rub my shorn scrotum on it and see if the name changes overnight.
Go back to normal. Go back to normal.
And we'll take pictures before and after.
That's right. And see if it leaves a stain.
Let's see how it stands up to the Matrix exposed prune bag.
Oh my Lord.
It's terrible, huh?
Teabagging tape cassettes.
Well, we're trying to alter the Matrix, and I figured that's a good place to start with the experimental log, you know?
Hey, you know what? Teabagging has helped the Matrix since like 1842.
Oh, I know. That's why my nickname is Bilbo Teabaggins.
Oh no. At least it's not Dildo Baggins.
Yeah, I know, huh?
I named somebody Dildo Baggins a little while back. They don't,
Oh, man.
but everyone else does.
Yeah.
It's a good inside joke.
Well, it's amazing how you just drop a T in his name.
Just like Bilbo Baggins, except he's heavier. He looks fucking like him. Yeah, his hair and everything's all thrown out and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he is a white guy. And if he was listening right now, which he's not, he would know who I'm talking about.
That's what makes me wonder if they're ever going to do the Tolkien Silmarillion, you know?
Right?
In movie form. It's like, I just can't believe they made 3 movies out of The Hobbit. That's so backwards and just fucked up.
It is, but it was really grand at the same time.
Oh, it was amazing.
If you watch them back to back, it's really awesome, actually.
I wish they had done it in reverse and done like 1 movie of The Hobbit and then realized, oh, we're onto something, and then done like 12 movies of Lord of the Rings, because there's so much more to that story, you know?
Yeah, but what they did put into what they did actually put into the movies was a lot of effort. You have to admit, like the battle scenes and even the whole trip to Mordor and all that. That was actually really time intensive. They did a lot of live action footage, so all CGI. Like most of the movie wasn't CGI, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, you mean the Hobbit one?
Yeah, most of it was the characters and doing what they had to do throughout their travels.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a really great piece of work just because, yes, they did have some CGI in it, but I thought the overall work was done well, transferring it from the book into a movie form, because that's really difficult to do.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they added a lot to The Hobbit too, because that was the trade-off I found, is you got all those thick books of Lord of the Rings, and then you got a really small like kids book that
The Hobbit. The Hobbit was a book,
mm-hmm.
and it was written to like capture your senses for the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So, Yep. And I don't know. I didn't see the Hobbit movie, but I'm sure it was probably pretty spectacularly done.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing what they can do now. I always wanted to be able to travel in time to go back to the Middle Ages with a flat screen TV and like Lord of the Rings on HD and say, hey, look at this.
They'd be scared shitless, dude.
Oh, I would be killed instantly.
They would be scared shitless.
I would be burned at the stake
What
instantly.
fucking sorcery is this shit?
Yeah. That's why I always found it fascinating
What are
when they.
those things? Are those fucking trolls? Because I don't want to fight one of them.
Oh, totally. Even when they first came out with film in the early 1900s, they had this one shot of a train coming down the tracks, and people in the theater leapt out of their seats and started fleeing for the exit because they thought there was an actual train coming, and that was just in the early 1900s. You know, and that's
Was that at a movie house?
yeah, it was in a theater.
Oh my goodness.
And there's another instance where there was some sort of gunshot thing where a gun was being pointed at the camera and being fired blanks, you know, and people were like ducking under the seats, and but no one had ever seen anything like that then, and that's what we don't get is how new this all is. I mean, this is, you know,
Yeah, now it's in your face. Things in your face. Dude, have you seen the new virtual reality shit?
the ones where they put the thing on and people fall over because it looks like they're on the roller coaster thing, or I haven't seen
Oh, dude, no, I'm talking about like real virtual reality when you're playing your games and shit. Virtual reality. Like you put on these goggles and you're fucking there. You're in the middle of a giant room or in the sea or whatever it is that you're doing. And it's absolutely fucking amazing.
Wow.
Amazing.
I haven't seen that. Yeah, I'm still monkey around with the PlayStation. I mean, not a PlayStation, Xbox 360. I played the Lego games with my kid, but
I can
I
see
don't.
people bumping into walls and fucking shit and hurting themselves wearing these VR.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Well, you know, it's gonna.
Wow. Holy cow. Fucking.
It's definitely. Those are definitely gonna involve the sex industry.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah. I'm sure there are people right now in a lab trying to work all that out.
Absolutely nothing that the sex industry doesn't get into.
No, that's true.
Not cartoons, not fucking your mall, not anything. The sex industry is everywhere. Believe that.
The motivation for most purchases, or that very reason to attract what we feel like we need.
Right.
I mean, what would lingerie be without the idea that it's going to allure someone to have sex with you? Or what would be the Ferrari be to the midlife crisis guy unless he thinks he's going to land some young chick, or fat bank account, or what clothes you wear, what kind of cologne you wear? All that's to allure someone into your web to penetrate them, or to be penetrated.
Right.
It's crazy. When you really think about it, it's all stacked in just a very primal way, but it's gotten so complex.
Huh.
It used to be the guy who was carried the deer on his shoulders over the hill because, oh, we get to eat. I can make babies with him because he provides food. Now it's so complex and out there, it becomes down to,
I'll have food for the rest of my life.
yeah, he's a good hunter. Well, I'm going to make babies with him because I'll be protected.
Yep.
And I'll be fed, and our babies will be too. We'll make good milk for our children. But now it's like, wow. It's so intricate. You know, social justice warriors, and, you know, what are your ideas? What is your viewpoint? What is your religion? What is your, you know, what kind of car you drive? What kind of clothes you wear? What kind of shoes you wear? What job do you have? How much money do you make? What's your house look like? Where do you live? What neighborhood is it? Good, bad? On and on and on. You know?
Right. Is there a mall close by?
Yeah.
You buy me things?
And that's why I vote for the five knuckle shuffle. I'm going to stay out of trouble. Five knuckle shuffle. Woo-hoo.
I want a child. Like I can't have children. I don't think, but I've tried, and
Yeah.
yeah, not very successfully. So, um,
I mean, you can adopt, and also you could even work with kids just to have them around. They're great to have around. I mean,
yeah, but then people look at you funny.
no, it's true, especially if you're a guy. That's a weird thing too.
Yeah.
If I didn't have a kid to hang out with other kids, it would be very strange for me to request to hang out with other people's children. Absolutely.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
I've had stepchildren, but that's where probably why for my love of children, because I mean, it's fun to breed children. I don't know what people's objective thought pattern is on that, but I found parenthood really satisfying. I enjoyed being a parent because I could teach the kids what I knew, and I'm sure that they still carry some of those things today. You know what I mean? So
well, it's great because having kids around can, their curiosity can, bring a love of life out in you that you forget as you get older. It's like, in all the shit we have to go through and all the things we think about, it's like having that just open curiosity about the whole world around them. It's like, it's a great place to go to. And that's why, yeah, it's like adult people that I like to hang out with. Again, we talked about this earlier. I could count them on like one hand.
right.
The rest of my time, I'd rather spend with animals and children.
Right. Because they actually learn.
Yeah.
Something. They're not like, I don't know what the world does to people to make them not want to learn or fucking, pay attention when they're, when somebody asks me a question and then they fucking, I give them advice or tell them, this is what you should do. And then they go against that. It's not necessarily that I'm upset about them going against it, but why the fuck are you going to ask me my opinion about something or ask me how to do something? And then when I tell you how to correctly do something, like shrug it off like I didn't say anything. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, it could be a couple things. It could be someone just wanting to emotionally dump all their baggage onto you.
Yeah, I'm not here for that.
Yeah, me either. That gets real old real quick. Now, good friends.
If I wanted that, I would get paid fucking probably $80,000 a year to sit in a fucking office and be a psychologist.
There you go.
And I am not that person.
No.
I'm here. I can't be a counselor or a psychologist or psychiatrist because I'm not willing to just like hand out drugs and fucking here's this for your problem. No, motherfucker, you got problems. You need to fix that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And all those psychologists not so much, but psychiatrists push pills, and so do counselors will send you to a doctor preferred or what have you, and they will issue you pills. So, and regardless of anything else going on, it's like, fuck all the dumb shit. You need to fix your problem so you don't have a fucking problem anymore, and fuck those pills.
There you go.
Problem. That's your problem. You don't want to listen to this because you think that talking is going to do something, but talking ain't going to do shit except keep you in the same situation that you're in right now. So you need to fucking do something.
And that's why I was like the Buddha's advice. One of my favorite quotes of him is, "Be a lamp unto yourself."
Right, unto yourself, not every fucking body else.
No.
Unto yourself. Make sure that your guided way is lit first.
Which is the roundabout way of saying it on the street is, you got to clean your own backyard before you go snooping around the neighborhood.
Right.
And yeah, it's like, however people need to hear it. That's why, I reached that point where you read so much, you hear all these great quotes and all these great knowledge that exists. And it's like, well, it's all been said. It's all right there.
Exactly.
But living it is very different than reading it. But
yeah, people can talk about people, and I'll use this as a prime example. People can say, they're homeless, they don't have anything, blah 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 blah, and I could do that for a day or two or whatever. It can't be that hard, and I don't think people fully understand that shit, you know?
Yeah, because they've never actually lived it.
Right. Or anything else, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I'm not quick to judge people that are from a completely different walk than mine, because again, I would never assume that I fully understand anyone because we've all had different experiences.
Right. Well,
But
it's those experiences that make us or break us in life, you know?
mhm. Yeah, and it's all about internalizing them and actually learning from them instead of just repeating the same mistakes we make our whole lives over and over again, and just having the cast of characters change instead of changing who we are inside to say, well, you know what? I don't have to always change the cast of characters. What
Exactly.
if I work with the people that are already in my life to heal, to heal from any damage done or bridges burned or whatever? And that takes pain and growing and humility and suffering and
And a lot of people, about a lot of things people aren't willing to do on like on their own.
what's that?
All that stuff, suffering and needing and changing and all that. Like
Oh yeah,
people aren't willing to go with the motion and be okay with that. It's okay.
exactly.
It is. You can make your suffer less by going with the suffering rather than going against the suffering.
Yeah. And the big thing that scares me about what's really popular now is that any discomfort is shunned. We should fight against any discomfort. But the only way you ever are going to grow is if you're either in pain or you're uncomfortable. That's what real growth feels like, because you're doing something new. You're trying an idea that is new. You're uncomfortable with it because all your old ones are threatened by it. That's why I'm really upset with the social justice warrior, 31 gender, everyone's offended now. It's like, oh, come on, you snowflakes. Come on. You got to suffer. You got to be insulted. You need to be insulted, and you need to be in pain, and you need to have discomfort in life to actually grow. To
And
we
you need to. I'm not saying that everyone needs it or that it should be, but because I don't think that it should be. It shouldn't be that way. That there should be no need for insults or rants or anything like that, but there is a need for it.
yeah.
And to make people realize that what they're doing is fucking dumb.
Yeah.
You know?
And
Okay.
when people disagree and things get heated, it's good to balance it out of having a reason why you feel a way or understanding it or trying to move forward. But things just spiral out of control so quickly. It's just like takes on a life of its own, and
Right.
there's nowhere you can go with it.
If someone is insulted when they're younger, then they fucking man up and they
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's the hard part too. We were talking about it earlier, but if people can't get along on the internet, forget about ever living in a community.
right. You can't be in a community of people if you can't even get along with the ones you're supposed to fucking be getting along with.
Yeah. People scattered around the world and they're fighting all the time. It's like,
Supposed to be people of like mind. Okay?
mhm.
Differences aside, our personal lives aside, okay, everyone lives in a different fucking climate. Everyone lives in a different fucking neighborhood. No,
Yeah.
not gonna. Some people aren't gonna live in $500,000 houses. Some people are gonna live in a fucking shack, and
Mm-hmm.
none of it fucking matters. None of it.
Yeah.
What matters is that we're supposed to be here as an entity, as a group, in order to wake up other fucking people about what's going on in the world. And we have a bunch of people, and that's not just in our circle, it's all over the fucking place.
Oh yeah.
Where people are providing really awesome fucking information, and then there's other people that come against them and want to like flag their fucking videos and talk shit and fucking try to steal their work and all kinds of things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
fuck everything.
Mm-hmm.
You shut the fuck up about everyone else. I would say that across the board to all fucking YouTubers. You know, stop making fucking videos about everyone else. Just focus on your own fucking shit, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I know I've watched Leafy. I listen to Leafy's rants sometimes because he's a fellow YouTuber and whatnot, whatever. He fucking sometimes makes a valid point on some shit, And so I watch Leafy, and I would say the same thing to Leafy. Fucking get on your own shit, dude. Fucking find something that you are not bashing somebody in. You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck are you bash somebody? Because they're not you? Shut the fuck up. Get on your own fucking thing. Talk about your game. Fucking how to make it better. How to make somebody else better. Why you gotta fucking bash somebody? Make somebody fucking better if you're gonna be here. You know what I mean?
Well, the only person we ever have control over making better is ourselves.
But we can provide an example, and we can be eloquent with our words, and we can make people understand in different fashion how to treat each other. You know what I mean? We, as a group of people that other people watch and relate to and socialize with, and all that, because that's across the board with all of you too. I'm telling you. Like, I'm an Outlaw Morgan fan. I go in. When I go in and he's live, I go in the fucking chat. Whatever,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I come in on his videos. He's got a good message.
Well, it's an age-old trap. If people are looking to elevate themselves by tearing everyone down around them,
Exactly.
then I don't want to have anything to do with that.
Where we disassociate from the powers that be unless we're able to fucking do that amongst ourselves. Period. If we can't do that amongst ourselves, then you need the fucking government to take care of your ass because you can't shut the fuck up and do it on your own.
Yep.
Plain and simple.
And it's just sad. I get discouraged just seeing how weak people are and falling into that trap because they've been programmed to do it. Turn on each other, fight each other, let your ego get the best of you. And it's a human dilemma, and that's why I always encourage people to read a healthy dose of Carl Jung. Don't project Carl Jung onto other people. That's not what psychology to me is about. It's about me learning about my own psychology. Carl Jung to me is something that makes.
The more you learn about yourself, the more you understand other people.
And then we choose our words more carefully. We think our thoughts out more carefully. We reflect before we project.
And I want to throw as a side note, like, if you're objected by this video, I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry, but I don't care.
I'm not sorry.
I mean, if people object to what I'm saying, I'm very fucking sorry for you. But this is the truth, and this needs to be spoken, and it's a fucking truth.
Yep. You know
what I mean? Hey, if you can't deal with it, I'm sorry. I'm what the fuck ever, I don't usually post other people's content and shit, and I have mirrored a couple of times, but what I'm saying is, I provide my own content. I don't steal my content from other people. If I find something pertinent that I can actually show on my channel other than my picture, then I do, but I always give credit to somebody. Whoever that person is, even all the music that I played, I fucking named off the artists and whatnot, and they still got flagged. So, but all we can do out here is the best we can do, and that's to have relative pertinent information to hand out to people, regarding the world. It's not just us. It's not just Canada or Mexico. It's the entire fucking world. And we all need to band together as a people, because if we don't band together as a people, then there's no hope for you to get rid of government, period.
And we have to work on growing a thicker skin so we're not emotionally reactive to every little thing that may sweep us away into the river of bullshit.
Right. He kicked my bag. He kicked my. I don't like him anymore.
And then the great spiral, the death spiral begins, like two eagles fighting, aiming for the rocks.
Right.
Down and down they go. Yeah.
There's absolutely no point to it.
No. Because last time I checked, when I look outside, there's still trails in the mountains and there's rivers to go sit by. And there's things to do in this physical realm. We got to fight the trap of getting lost in a representative reality as well. There's a lot of angles to that.
Yep.
Or an emotional hell where everything is, people are getting set off emotionally all the time and losing the connection with the physical world in a real way.
Right. The physicality, the whole problem with it is that people don't want to join. They don't. I think maybe you understand me, but I think some people aren't going to understand me on this. And some people will. But there's a plane of thought that people like us reside on, and it's not the same as everybody else. It's because it's a plane of thought that that people don't use anymore. I know a few people, and maybe I'll be like a handful of people that think the way that we do. Not like our opinions and what we put out there and whatnot, but the way we actually process things and think about things. And I probably could count on my hand, on one hand, the amount of people that I know that are able to do that. You know what I mean?
Well, I think what you're describing is something I've always enjoyed about having an unbridled curiosity. Is I've always enjoyed thinking outside of myself. It's an escape.
Well, there is a whole culture of people that are able to do it, but we're all separated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And when the time comes, I know that there will be a message put out in a form that we can all catch it, and there will be a mass exodus of people, and there'll be all roadways and whatnot, and people will not understand what it is, but you know what it is. It's just a feeling that you have, a thought, a feeling, a vibe, a vision, whatever you want to call it.
Well, it's what even you were saying about people being along the roadways. We've had conversations about when we chose a path at times that was an adverse path to take up a backpack and start walking, or to sleep under a bush, or to actually set ourselves up in a situation that most people live their entire lives being fearful of, being homeless or being without shelter, and just having to figure that out.
Right.
And we chose to do that intentionally at times in our lives because we knew that that's where we would get knowledge from. We would never get it from a book. We would never get it from people saying anything to us. We wanted to experience it directly because we're stubborn bastards, in a good way.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And that made us made us more proficient in life, and in anyone within this realm too. You have abilities that are given to you simply because of thought, and all you have to do is stop and think, and your brain will tell you what to do. You don't even have, your brain will tell you need this, and you need this, and you need this, simply because of all the things that we've already learned in our lives. Millions and millions of things that you don't even realize that you know. But when you stop and you think and you ponder for just a short while, then it'll be given to you. It's not, you know, it's your
Yeah.
mind and everything within you telling you how to do these things. So,
Well, and you know, along that walk too, you know, everyone's different, but putting yourself in a situation like that where you strip it all down to the foundation of, hey, I'm warm tonight, I'm dry, it's raining, but I got shelter, whatever you may find under a bush, under a tree, in a cave, or on some stranger's porch you just met that night. When you strip it down to that level, it takes a lot to really make you emotionally reactive to things or want to jump in the fray of some giant drama. It's like, I don't want to spend my energy that way because I don't relate to that.
right.
And on the other hand, meeting people that get really nervous when they feel like they're worried they can't pay their cable bill this month and they're stressed out about it. And I'm just like blown away. I can't relate to that.
No, because cable doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
But when they get rid of but those people are addicted to that. That is their lifeblood. That is
yeah.
what they do every day. So without that, what are they going to do? You know,
Mhm.
and that is the true. That is the true huge implication that comes along with EMPs or the shutdown of the grid or
Yeah.
have you, because you have all these millions and millions and millions and millions of people that are just like that. And they stay at home, they watch their television. That's what they do. You know, some of them are retired, some of them are stay at home moms, well, whatever, fuck ever you are, you know.
Yeah.
And that is what they do, you know. They put their
That's
kids on the television, they watch them, they make them watch cartoons, and this is what shapes and transforms our youth into what they ultimately become. So,
yeah, that's why I'm never going to give up my hardbound and paper book library, because I have a lot of books I've collected over the years of how-to books and just books stuffed with knowledge on herbology and building timber frame barns and homesteading, and
right,
like I wouldn't be. It's like my prized possessions, because you know when this shit goes down, you can't look up a video on how to gut a deer anymore. It's like, don't worry, I got a book on it, or I can show you. Or
common
it's
sense,
gonna,
you got anything from the top down, and then and then you strip it away from the muscle, you know, you cut it off the muscle and whatnot, and then all the meat left.
and I swear that's what they're angling for now. Is it's, you know, we've talked about it before on your other shows about the burning of the Library of Alexandria. Well, I think they're going to go for part two, part deux. So they're going to digitize everything, get people not reading paper books anymore, and get people absolutely as stupid as you can get them to a limit, and then just pull the plug and watch them all like run around like zombies and kill each other. And we see it being set up on all sides. You got the zombie craze, you got no one reading paper books, you got dependency on internet. So if you pull the plug now, people don't have how-to books anymore. They go on the internet. They go on the internet to know where to drive. They go on the internet, know where to eat. They even entertain themselves with the internet, with, you know, global positioning, all the smartphones. You pull the plug now, there's going to be a lot of people that have never seen reality without a device in front of their face reflecting.
That's true. That's absolutely fucking true. Absolutely.
And when you pull that plug, it's the burning of the Library of Alexandria Part Deux, and they're going to all freak out. No one knows how to farm. No one knows how to do anything. They don't know how to wipe their ass without checking their smartphone first.
Right.
And it's just going to be a shit show.
And sometimes they do that while they're on their phone.
Oh, yeah.
Some people don't put it down long enough to do that. I can put my phone down long enough to do that. So,
and again, I have a cell phone, so I'm not saying, you know, they're evil, throw them away. No, I need it. I need to text and call people. I do it. I use it.
Right. But when it's off, you're less likely to need it.
And I disappear a lot of times, you know. I just disappear from it. I need that time away from it for a while, you know.
I haven't been away from the internet for a long while, I have to say.
And it's not good or bad. It's just, it's amazing how I see all that when I look at what happened throughout the years of, the Dark Ages and knowledge being, pretty much gobbled up by the Vatican and shoved in their basement. And then Library of Alexandria, and then we're on this new one now where it all goes digital. And when the solar flares fry it all, no one's got paper books anymore because they all got Kindle now. Well, the internet's not on. How do we learn how to sew a button or to change a tire or to cook food, or what's the recipe for banana bread? Well,
There
I
are
would look
some,
on.
I will say there is something to be said about like Google Books and whatnot, is you can download them to your phone.
There you
And
go.
there are some really great works. There's Plato, there's fucking Socrates, there's Abraham Lincoln's fucking works. There's a lot of really good, which I don't have any fucking books. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have any books at all, except paper books. That's the only thing I have is paper books.
There you go.
So,
Well, and that's the thing, is there's nothing wrong with reading Kindle and all that. It's just if you consolidate it into a form where it could be taken away if the power goes off, then you've separated the entire population from the knowledge that we should have, just like happened in the Library of Alexandria.
but
Only
if you
then
have,
it was with a
if you have a
torch.
solar panel put to a plug,
There you go.
you can still read your books.
There you go.
Internet's down doesn't mean you still can't log into the information that you've downloaded.
Absolutely. And as long as you have gas in your car, you can turn on your car and charge your phone to read books still.
Right. Exactly.
And but the thing is who controls the gas and who controls the power? And how
Well,
many people have solar panels,
Gonna be the hardest thing, because I don't think they're gonna leave it to I don't honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't think they're gonna leave it to chance for them to be able to put the grids back up. I think they're gonna put off in a very large and powerful EMP land so that it hits everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. If they're going to do it, they're going to go big. They'll probably blame North Korea or something because they've been building them up for a while now.
Not North Korea or Iran even.
Yeah. Or, I don't see Canada
China,
being blamed.
China, Russia, they can blame it on a multitude of people.
That's why they got all their little options in a row there. And they can say, oh, it wasn't our fault. Now you really need us because we have to protect you from these invaders. They're attacking us. You really need government now. And they always pull the big hands whenever people really get disillusioned and disenchanted with it, which we're in that now. Look at this election. My God,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to see all the candidates put in votes and set adrift, frankly,
Yes.
That's the only way I would feel good about it.
Without
Put them in
any-
a boat, push them out in the sea, and then we'll start over with something else. But
you gotta make them work for their shit. You can send them out with a fishing pole. One pole. It'll be a deep sea fishing pole. You gotta catch your own motherfucking fish and eat it. You don't get it raw. You get to eat it raw. Just the way it comes out of the ocean. Make sure it's tuna. Tuna's easily edible without any cooking at all. It's very, very good raw.
Oh yeah, that's good old fashioned sushi.
Yeah, tuna is the shit. And worry about that mercury content. You've been telling us that for years. Don't worry about mercury. Just enjoy the fish. And it is really yummy. I'm sure you've eaten, especially if you're rich, you've eaten some sushi. You've eaten some ahi or something,
Yeah, it's funny how sushi on the West Coast here has always been pretty reasonably priced. Like you can go get like a sushi roll for like $8.
Yeah, that's sushi. That's sashimi is what I'm talking about.
Oh, sashimi. Oh yeah, sashimi is always pricey. Yeah, you're looking at $24. That's a little spendy for me, just because I'll do it every now and then as a treat, maybe. But even now, it's like that. I don't remember the last time I had sashimi. I'm eating I have a lot of friends that we do trades with the kitchen thing I told you about a while back. We call it the kitchen.
Yeah. Yep.
And we've been doing, I eat a lot of grass-fed beef, and I got more eggs than I know what to do with right now. So
That's awesome.
raw milk and goat milk, and I like cow milk better than goat milk though.
We'll be having some kind of tropical storm in the next couple of days too.
That's it's funny. I miss those storms on the East Coast. I miss rain in the summer.
Well, it's supposed to storm this week, like seriously storm. So we got this thing, and you can see a little bit of it.
Oh yeah.
But let me see. I can turn down the. See in there, you can see a little better. But this is down by Jacksonville right now. But right here is Charleston. So we got like 2 days before it actually comes up the coastline and hits us.
It's gonna hit there.
Yeah, but it's strengthening because of the warm water that it's in.
So you're looking around like probably Friday night. It's probably gonna hit, huh?
Yeah, about
Friday, Saturday.
Friday evening, Saturday morning. I would
Well,
say
get your
Saturday morning.
candles and your supplies in a nice area and have them accessible in case the power goes out. And
Oh, everything's we all got that. I've got that all squared away.
I figured you would. I just say it anyway.
Yep.
I miss those storms though.
I'm gonna put Tom Guns on.
Nice, man.
Yes. I'll let Tom in.
I'm gonna grab a drink and take a leak while you're doing that. I'll be
Okay.
back in a sec.
All right, we'll do. So we're gonna bring Tom on with us. Tom. Well, while we're waiting there for deciduous. Anyway, Lori reported earlier on the tropical storm hitting Florida, and it is pretty big. Covers almost the entire state of Florida. How you doing there? Well, apparently Tom is not coming on, or maybe he's just having a problem logging in. There he is.
What's up, brother?
Got some feedback.
You there, brother?
Yeah, what is that buzzing?
That's my phone. Just give me a second, I'll straighten it out.
No worries.
Damn thing. I want to smash it.
Hold
on.
Sometimes.
The buzzing, that's my phone. Because I don't even know why it's still doing that. But hold on a second. I've got a lot of people messing with me.
Messing with you?
Guys.
Just turn your phone off. You're like, fuck you all. That's what I would do. Holy shit, who is that?
It's crazy, isn't it? This buzzing shit is ridiculous. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Oh,
Why
that's the
keep
vibrate.
these? I don't know.
You just have it on vibrate. You can take it off vibrate.
It's on vibrate, but Jesus Christ, I mean, you know, how much does this have to keep? It's
Just
ridiculous.
go ahead and answer it. Be like, what the fuck do you want? It's like midnight, motherfucker.
Oh my God. I've answered the call, so I don't even understand what that's about. All right, well, give me a second, and I'll be right there, okay? Close this out, and I'm going to come back in, okay? So,
Yeah,
hold on.
You just mute out. You'll be okay.
I just can't believe this.
You just mute it.
Hold on.
Are they just calling you over and over?
What's going on here? My Lord. Okay.
Well, they probably stopped. Holy
That's
shit.
a strong vibration you got there.
Yeah.
How you doing, Tom?
All right, guys. How are you guys doing? See, now it's gone. That's cool. So
Yeah, I'd pick it up and be like, what the fuck do you want?
I know. It's like, really? Are you kidding me?
Fucking 12:30 at night. What the fuck do you want? I have to sleep, bitch.
I know. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And my phone is like going off, and that's all good. But hey, I was in the hangout, so it's all good. You know, I'm here. I'm with you. I don't know what you guys think, but you know, we're going through a hell of a time here, and everybody's being stupid. You know.
Well, I'm not going to say that because everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But as far as I'm concerned, like I'm not in the middle of any of it. I watch everyone's show. I don't comment unless I think it's pertinent to the conversation, or you know if I don't have an opinion, which I can't have an opinion about somebody else's personal shit. I can't. So I'm objective, and I don't even see a side. They're all people that I'm acquainted with, you know. And it would be the same as if it were people in my own life, you know. If you don't want to fight, go ahead and fight. I'm not in your fucking argument.
Well, that's the problem. It's stupidity, and people are fighting over stupid stuff. And I see that too. So it's just not me. I just want people to realize, you know, what's going on out there. And it's mostly just stupid stuff. So really, I mean, guys, we are facing something that is, incredible. And all they're doing, all the people out here that are doing all this stuff, we have to like pray for, because they're making big mistakes, and it's not about all that. It's about what we need to do to save our damn country.
Well, no praying is going to help them. They have to realize on their own what they're doing. And they're, you know, and I don't give in to the fantasy of prayer or anything like that. I don't. That's just me. I mean, I know there's a lot of Christians out here, and I know there's a lot of other people, different evangelical beliefs. but I'm not one of those people. I don't believe in all that prayer crap. I think people need to grow up. I'm not going to pray for somebody to grow up. That's them to do.
We have to do the work ourselves on ourselves, and
Yeah,
not have a cop out
nobody
to face it. Yeah.
Trust that God is not going to change someone unless they want to change, because that's the way that it is. And then it's not God changing them, it's themselves seeing that they need to be changed and taking that step to do so. But like I said, that's my own personal opinion. And some people are not going to see it the way that I see it, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. But that's my own personal belief. You know, like I said, this shit may offend someone. I'm not trying to offend you. These are my own beliefs. If I'm coming with you, if I'm coming with you with facts to prove a point, then I will show my facts. I'm not just going to say whatever it is, but these are my beliefs. And no one can prove to me that there is a God that exists. So until there's proof that this invisible being exists, I can't just believe some man-made book.
Well, there's 30,000 different stories of different gods existing, but
right, like I said, they're all man-made books.
Yeah.
All of them.
There's lots of guys I think that exist. The gods do, over time. We have to go back and we have to look at what happened. But people don't really spend the time to do that, and so that's what the problem is in my opinion only, is that people want to go off the rails. They want to believe that all this stuff that they think is true. It's not. I mean, first of all, just believe. If you're going to read something, read it and understand it. Try to understand. In other words, what the hell's wrong with people's reading comprehension skills? Okay, they don't.
That's gone way down, man. That's because parents don't teach their children how to read anymore before they go to school. They rely upon the schools to do that.
Right.
So,
there's no reading comprehension. So if people can't read and understand what they're being told through literature, through ancient times, and what's been told to you, like to me, okay, what's been told to me, I have to take that into consideration. I have to look at those biblical things that were being said. I have to study that.
what about the documents that are thousands of years older than the Bible?
Well, I would like to see them, and I would like to be able to read them for myself. Because
what this all hinges on, reading comprehension, the only thing that can have someone possess the skill of reading comprehension is critical thinking. If you don't have critical thinking, you cannot comprehend what you read ever, because you're just going to be checking the box,
right.
A, B, C, D.
Yeah, you're still just looking at words. You're not reading into a meaning.
Well, that's exactly right. We all need to have critical thinking. We need to think outside the box.
Absolutely.
We need to think outside the box, because that's everybody's thinking with the normalcy bias that's going on in the world right now. That's destroying our world, our country, everything else, guys. We
Absolutely.
have to think outside that box.
And that box includes the way in which we were raised and what religions we were exposed to that were popular as we were raised. Because to be a true critical thinker, we would be reading the Upanishads, the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Hindi texts, the Native American sacred stories of creation, the South Pacific. I mean, on and on and on. Looking at all the stories, Taoism, Buddhism, and we look at it all with that skill set of unbiased, the way we were raised, critical thinking, we assess it all and we come up with a bigger picture of what humanity's actually gone through, and we don't push it through one small frame that was based in the Middle East 2,000 years ago and try to shove it all into that one hole when the picture is more vast than any of us could ever study individually.
See, you're exactly right. You nailed it right there. So continue, because I'm intrigued by what you're saying, and you're saying what I feel. So not many people can say that, and you're actually thinking outside of the box, which most people do not do. And
Right.
they do not think
Well,
like that.
when you study different religions or texts or what have you, from various points in time, and many of them actually speak of the same type of story or give the same accounts. So all of these texts were either originally taken from some ancient document, or the stories were translated through civilizations to and then they came up with these things, because there's been 3 deluges in the history of man. Three very large floods. So when you talk about a flood, you have to really be understanding that there's been 3 huge major floods in the world. And so which one are they talking about? Is this first one, the second one, or the third one? And of course, it wasn't long enough back to be the first flood. So you have to be able to decipher all this stuff too. And besides that, everything that they write in the Bible that Jesus said is none of it is written by Jesus. So you have no first-hand account of anything that he said. So you have a second-hand account of anything that he said. So everything is hearsay. And not only that, but you have to be able to decipher the riddles as they're given, because he spoke in riddle. He didn't come out and say the meaning of everything exactly how he meant it. He spoke in riddles. So you have to be able to decipher that also. So I don't know. Religion as a whole, I see a problem with, and not just one, but all of them, because they all have this ideological belief.
Well, I have to say that it's just our opinions on what we believe. It's not so. So, religion is what we want to believe in, or whatever. So, say I believe in something, like I believe in, Christ died for us, and He saved us from all our sins and stuff like that. Okay, that's just a belief, and that's okay for me to do that.
Right. No, but it's a strong belief built on something that someone wrote that we have no knowledge that actually exists. Like, it's hard for me to believe or accept that could actually be. You know what I mean? Because we're all accountable for ourselves.
For sure, but I personally, I believe that Christ, Yahshua, actually its name. If you go back and you study it, he did die for us. But that's my belief. I'm not on nobody.
When did you first learn of that? Were you raised that way?
No, not at all.
Well, what led you to that? Who told you about Christ and His sacrifice when in your life?
Well, here's what happened. The truth is that I'm sorry. I learned. Hold on. That I have Christ in my heart, and He has set me free from all this. So since the beginning of whenever I figured it out about the New World Order, when I figured out what was really going on in the world, that's what got me back to Christ. Because it all adds up. Now, I don't know who's playing the playbook. I don't know what's going on with the playbook, but they're playing the playbook. And I don't,
Who is?
can you tell me what the hell's going on? Because it's the same playbook. They're playing the book right out of the Bible. They're if you read the Bible and the scriptures and you can have understanding, then you will understand that they are like putting the same thing that's going on throughout everything. Throughout scripture, it's all happening right now.
Are you referring to the book of Revelation or what book are you referring to that they're playing from the book of Revelation or?
Yeah, the book of Revelation. In Revelations, it talks about all the stuff that's going on now, which is really weird. Like, if you read it and you can understand it, which some people can't, okay, because they don't have the comprehension to understand it. I don't know why or whatever the reason why is, but I can comprehend what they're saying, what it's saying in those books. And it really is what's going on today. And so that's what led me back to believing in Christ in the Bible, because it's that we are there. We are there, and it's been telling us over and over again what's going to happen.
From your interpretations, your own interpretations of Revelation, what do you feel like you're seeing from reading that book and seeing what's going on in the world that you see is matching up, that's happening right now, that has never happened before?
Well, it's a one world government, which it says. It talks about basically if you can analyze it, because most people can't, though. That's the thing.
No, wait, hang on. When you say analyze the Bible, do you mean like make it fit into what's happening now, or actually read what it says?
Well, no, reading what it says is what it's telling you, but most people can't understand it or analyze the fact that is what is truthful. And so, I hate to say that way. I don't know how to say it to you, but when you look at the Bible and you read what it says, and this is always what's unbelievable about this is that it's actually happening now. And if you look,
which part is happening now? That's what I'm asking. What part is
the
happening?
New World Order is being formed. It
So
talks
there's
about that.
So Revelation talks about a one world government, new world order. You found that in Revelation?
Yes.
Which part? I know about the seals, the 7 seals being opened, and all the plagues,
and start reading out of it. But I'm not gonna claim that I know
Well,
everything.
you're welcome to. I mean, I'm totally open to having. I like to be very specific when we have broad. If we're talking about a specific text of something it's saying directly that is happening now, then I'd love. I don't have a problem with you busting out the Bible.
It talks about, and I don't need to get my Bible out to do this. It talks.
Why not? It's just another book. I love books. I love all the books.
I love to read. I love to read, man.
Yeah.
I do myself. I read and read, and I'm reading what it's saying, and it's basically saying that time. What it's saying really is that there's going to be a one world government, and then I mean, I don't know if you ever read the Bible or not.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with it. I'm going to read you something you probably never heard before, and I will see what you think of it. Can I read you something?
Mm-hmm.
As a person acts, so he becomes in life. Those who do good become good. Those who do harm become bad. Good deeds make one pure. Bad deeds make one impure. So we are said to be what our desire is. As our desire is, so is our will. As our will is, so are our acts. As we act, so we become.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Where is that? Where did you read that from?
That is from a book called the Upanishads. It's ancient Hindu text.
Right.
Now you could interpret that, and you'll see a common thread between what Christ's teachings were, Buddha's teachings were, a lot of other mystics. But I find a lot of truth in those words.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah,
it's not from one source. And I think that's
Right.
back to the original conversation we had. Now, a lot of people would say, well, that's not the book of our faith, therefore we should really kind of just ignore that one. And we're going to move with this one, and we got one and only source of knowledge. But I've never been able. My dad was a Baptist minister, so I grew up reading the Bible, studying the Bible, and it wasn't enough for me because I realized there's a lot of other great teachings out there.
Sure.
Now, if we're going to talk about if we got our bases covered for when we die, if we're going to go to heaven or not, that's a whole other topic. I'm looking more for like wisdom I can use while I'm living in this experience, which really doesn't involve me wanting to have some sort of golden ticket so when I die I'm on the winning team. I don't like that angle of religion either. It's
I've got a golden ticket.
do-do-do-do-do-do. I got a chance to win. Na-na-na-na. And with a golden ticket, it's a golden day.
I think it's about being free. It's about being
free.
I've got a stairway to
I'm
heaven.
getting some feedback. Has somebody got their speakers on?
That's Tom.
Oh, okay. It's really hard to hear sometime with the echo, but you don't have any headphones, do you?
I just want to read it. I don't want to copy it. What the fuck?
But I don't know. I've always felt as a person acts, so he becomes in life.
Absolutely.
And you can either have great deeds or terrible dastardly deeds. But the absolute payoff for all of that will come down on my choice. Do I want to do good deeds or do I want to be a dastardly asshole? And when the shit hits the fan at the end of my choice, I chose that. And I'm not going to pray for someone to take it away because it was up to me. It was on me. My responsibility as a human being is to decide what acts I will carry out. And that's a terrible responsibility. I've always felt that Christianity takes that responsibility away from you and says, oh, you better be good for goodness sake. Someone's watching you.
Jesus died for you.
Well, it's not about being Christian. That's where people get the wrong impression. I'm not a Christian, and I don't have in Christianity or any one of those religions, because that's what's wrong. We're guys. The religion. Oh, I want to be a person. Oh, I want to be a Baptist. Oh, I want to be, whatever. That's
so
wrong.
you're an independent Christian?
I'm not an independent anybody, dude. I'm an independent myself.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of feedback from your end. It's hard to understand you.
Okay, hold on. Oh,
I'm not trying to be difficult. I really want to hear what you're saying.
I do. Hold on. Let me try to fix it.
Do you have the show running in the background or something?
Nope.
You have speakers on that you can hear us talk through?
No, actually, I don't.
Huh. What the heck?
I don't know what the hell's going on.
I don't know.
I got headphones on.
Let me try to fix it. Try to fix it. So you're not hearing it.
Hello.
Hello?
I was seeing if I heard it.
Can you guys hear me still?
Yeah.
Alright, I don't want to...
That sounds better. That sounds a little better.
Remember?
Let me just do that. Okay, is that better? Alright, am I still echoing? Echo.
It's a little better, but yeah, I still hear the echo, but I can hear you.
Okay, I just turned it down. Let me tell you that I'm not about all that stuff.
What the
And
heck? I'm sorry, it's just echo. It just got worse.
really,
What the heck? So you don't have any speakers in your room? Because I can hear myself too. And echo. Can you hear me echoing as well, Damon?
I hear you echoing. Yeah.
No, the only person I hear echoing is Tom.
Oh, okay. What the
That's
heck?
weird.
Alrighty.
Okay.
It's all good.
I don't know what the hell's going on. But all right, hold on. I want to go out of it. See, I hear the echo right here. I don't know why it's pissing me off.
Do you have a webcam that you plug into your computer?
Nope.
It's built in?
Nope.
Oh.
Oh, this is ridiculous. I understand.
Well, anyhow, you were saying, you can go ahead. I mean, we can still make out what you're saying. It was just, it goes through moments of being really echoey, but it's not a big deal.
Okay, can you hear me better now? No, still echo. Damn it. Pisses me off. Alright, hold on. No, really, guys. Truth is, I'm a patriot, and I don't really care about all this other crap. And everybody seems to care about. So we need to stand strong and stand free. We're not doing that. We are being just wussies. Truth. That'll set you free. The truth will set you free, man.
What is the truth?
Exactly.
What is the truth to you that will
Truth
set you free?
is that people seem to go around saying that, like, Pete's always or Lavoy Finicum, all this other garbage. I'm so sick of you guys. That is bullshit. Oh my lord. Does anybody have any guts anymore, or any salvation? Do you want to stay or not, or do you want to be?
You're fading in and out there, Tom. Are you using a mic? Are you on a headset or what?
No, I'm actually on a phone right now, but you know, does every okay? Can you hear me?
There you go.
But
You're back now.
I think you might be turning your head, and because you'll go in and out.
Yeah. I want everybody to hear me. I want to make it clear, make it loud. So, a bunch of pussies out here they're not men. People who want to call out Pete Santilli and say that he's a fed. Lavoy Finicum is alive. Is a bunch of freaking idiots. How can you say so? Are you really serious? I mean, are you serious? That shit off right here, right now. Look at that. Big time. So, I'm telling the truth. Whether people want to know it, whatever. That's the truth, guys. I'm sorry. How can someone come out on the internet and say, oh, well, this is all a psyop, and Pete Santilli is a Fed, and him and Brian Bundy aren't in jail, and Lavoy is. I mean, come on. What the freak are you talking about?
Well, I think everyone pretty much agrees that Lavoie is dead.
Come on, but people don't.
Huh?
Sickening, man. Don't believe that. People are so damn stupid that they believe that this is some kind of weird psyop that he's not dead and blah 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 blah. That's the problem, guys.
Well, even those who believe it may be a psyop, they pretty much know that he's dead. I mean,
Yeah, what's a psyop?
if anyone watched that video footage, if anyone watched the video footage and they don't think he's dead, there's something fucking wrong with them.
I'm just sick of people being ignorant. I'm sick of the lies. I'm sick of the people being ignorant. I'm sick of everybody saying that he's not alive. It's just psyop. You know, the whole deal about that. I'm so tired.
Well, how could we? What could we do on our behalf to know the full truth of the whole story?
Right. It's much, much deeper than one would think.
Well, I think it's they wanted them to do what they did, so they call them out. Basically.
No, check it out. Look, they were looking to get Lavoie and Ammon Bundy from the very fucking beginning. Okay, from the very beginning, they wanted them. Look, what happened in Nevada was a win for the people, and the government does not like that shit. Plain and simple. The government, they were fucking looking to get Lavoie.
Well, here's the thing. They used those guys to bring him out. They knew what was going on in the first place. And so all they did was set up the honeypot, basically, for them to come out. They wanted everybody to come out so they could target every person who went out there. That's what they did. You know, our crooked damn government is the one who did it. They wanted everybody to come out so they could figure out who they are. That's what it is.
Right.
And that's what people don't understand. Ignorant about the whole thing. They set them up to come out there so that and every person who went out there and brought food and water and whatever, were all on a damn list.
Yeah, everybody. Everybody's plates were taken. They know exactly. Everyone that fucking drove up there, they know who drove up there.
Every single person that went out there is on a list. And I'm sorry, but that's the truth.
No, you really want to know, it goes much, much further than that, my friend. Anyone that wrote them in jail, anyone that donated money to them, anyone everyone are co-conspirators, and that's the way they're going to make it.
Give a damn.
What do you think? What do you think, there, Deciduous? You think?
Well, I think that this was a great chance for a lesson on what tactics are useful and what tactics are set up.
Right.
There's a great learning experience here, but I think it's a very subtle conversation and a very subtle understanding of what to take from this whole experience.
Right.
And I can't really say one way or the other what
you have to be in mass before you can do anything.
Yeah.
You have to be on board with the masses before you can carry out any kind of planned, intricately planned movement.
And you may be on board with the masses, or you may not. It depends on what route you want to take. But
well, what I'm saying is, if you're trying to take that approach, then you want to have a mass that is like-minded, and
yeah.
And, you know.
Yep.
Well, so guys, this is all propaganda, and it's all pre-planned stuff. Do you realize this is
Absolutely.
everything that
It's been planned for a very long time, and there's things beyond that that are planned.
So it's pre-planned, and so now you've got these guys out here that are trying to do something right. That was a honeypot, man. That was what they wanted to do. Get you right where they want you to. Everybody else doesn't seem to understand that. Why? Because you're pre-planned to be there. They want to take you away. They want to get everybody drawn out. Exactly what they want to do. And no one even seems to understand it.
Well, it remains true that the majority of people are highly predictable.
That's what it was. They
Yeah.
knew what they were going to do. They already set it up. Like he said, they had the keys. They had everything set up already before it ever happened.
Well, it remains true that the majority of people are highly predictable. Whoa, I just heard, like, something I said, like, a minute ago. What's happening?
Oh, he's watching. Oh, wait, hold on. Never mind. I had to do something real quick. That's me.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I was like, what is happening? I still haven't heard an echo, but
You entered into the wall of the Matrix for a minute.
that'd be awesome. The Mandela effect's climbing up my balls.
You're hearing yesterday.
The Mandela effect's climbing up my leg with a knife in its teeth right now.
Trying to cut off your tape braid.
As a war trophy.
Oh, they are.
Shit, it is late as fuck, isn't it?
Yep, pretty much.
It is.
What, 2:30 your time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like late my time. So, I don't really care, though. The point of it is that we need to understand what's happening. You're being manipulated in so many ways we do not even understand, man.
Well, we have been since birth, and it involves aspects of politics, religion, government, standardized education, the air we breathe, the food we eat, the vaccinations.
Brainwash you and make you into the cute little baby sheep they want you to be.
Exactly.
All by fear.
Stop all that brainwashing. Let's not let them do that to us.
No, it's all through fear. Every bit of it's through fear-based coercion.
Yeah.
Do this, or you're not going to get into heaven because your fucking God died for you, and if you break any fucking sins, you're fucked. Bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm of the camp, think for yourself, question all authority for the rest of your life.
Yes, all authority. That means even the people that put together the Bible, because they were a bunch of fucking overzealous, power-hungry motherfuckers.
Council of Nicaea. Boy, we always talk. That one always comes up in our conversation.
We
Council of
always talk
Nicaea, huh?
about the Council of Nicaea.
I know.
That's where the truth got ripped from the pages of the Bible.
Are you familiar with the Council of Nicaea, Tom?
I am aware of it. I haven't really studied.
What was it? I think it was 345 AD, right around the end, wasn't it?
Yep, it was a few hundred years past the supposed time of Jesus.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
We don't know their names.
We don't, and we have to understand. We have to study this so that we can learn about the road.
You'll never know that.
No, we'll never.
Those names have been hidden from time. Just like the people who did the JFK assassination. It's covered up. It's gone. You're never gonna fucking know.
Their decisions on the books they chose lives on, but their names are forever hidden.
That's right.
Their motivations are forever hidden because
If you believe John and Matthew and Mike and Matt and fucking all those motherfuckers are from Jesus' day, you're crazy. Crazy. They didn't have names like Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Those are all English names. All of them. They had nothing to do with the Bible. They didn't write shit.
Well, let's just carry on and let's do the right thing. That's what we have to do right here, right now. Not be doing the wrong thing because of some stupid shit that somebody says.
Well, I feel like the right thing these days to do would be support your local farmers, drink raw milk, get into agriculture.
Vegetables.
Don't go to the mall. Fuck the mall. Do all you can for yourself.
Don't eat Panda Express for sure.
Yeah. Become less and less dependent on money. However you got to do that. That's the big challenge. It's highly inconvenient, but it's the only way because you're going to get stronger by not being as dependent on money. Definitely be connected to your local communities. Have emergency plans in place for crisis for anyone in your community.
Right.
Your extended family.
Know the people immediately around you. Know all your neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
Know if you're going to go into a store all the time, you better fucking know the people that work there by name.
Oh, yeah.
I know everybody. If I go into a shop around here, I know their name. I got like 5 or 6 places, and I know everybody that works there.
And even then, they'll run out of product. So, still should be staying strong. With
some people aren't people. Some people don't really care to be like all friendly with people, but you need to be. Regardless of what you are, you need to change that and be something else so that you can survive the oncoming onslaught of bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, I approach people even to this day like our legal system used to exist. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
But as soon as they screw me over, then I'm not going to come back for a second helping.
Right. And just because they screwed somebody else over doesn't mean they're going to screw me over.
Nope.
That's
right. They might have had a good reason to, or they might have been screwed over 8 times by that person, and you just met them when they just screwed them over. And
right. Or, maybe continue to screw people over. As long as they don't screw me over, I'm cool.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean I'm going to trust you. That just means that we're okay.
Yeah.
No.
But it doesn't mean, okay, if I had a really good friend, he screwed somebody over, does that make me not like him? No.
Exactly.
That means he screwed somebody else over. Okay, so he fucking didn't like that dude. That's his problem, not me.
And it really comes down to that saying,
If I know both of those people and dude's like, well, he fucking screwed me over, I'm like, well, whatever you did, don't do that fucking again.
Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver, the other is gold.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Comment.
But it's not my fault that he fucked you over, and it's not, I wasn't complicit in it. I didn't fucking do it.
Yep. I think it's time to watch your 6. Make sure you got the supplies you need, and the people living in your immediate vicinity. Have a plan to leave the area if you need to. Know where alternate water sources are. Have things stashed in other areas that could be useful, whether it's fishing poles and twine or food and
anything.
Hope you never have to use it. And if you don't have to use it, cycle through it so it stays fresh.
Hey, in a day, you can get a long fucking way across this country in a full day.
Oh, yeah.
Long way. You can fucking drive to any forest you want in 3 days.
And it's real easy to disappear if you're surrounded by nature, and that's why I like living in a rural area, because it's real easy to just vanish if you need to.
Right.
Now, a city, forget it. There's just no way. You're going to be shoulder to shoulder with an angry mob because the grocery store shut down. And again, I'm not trying to deal out fear porn. It's all so fragile. We live in such a fragile existence.
If
The whole system is so fragile.
Exactly what happens in those movies is going to happen. The freeways to be packed, because people don't plan ahead. of course. So they're all going to be on the same road at the same time. None of them are going to be traveling back roads because they never do that.
No, it's not convenient. Pretty much figure out every way you can survive that isn't convenient, and you'll be way ahead of the game.
Yeah, pretty much do
That's the
the
angle.
opposite of what everyone else does, and you will be fine. You'll be great. Don't head to that safe spot because that safe spot's not so fucking safe. Okay? Seriously, don't.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I mean that quite literally. When they say this is a safe spot or this is a safe zone or this is a safe anything, it's not fucking safe.
It's
Trust
the
me.
most dangerous place to be. That's why,
Yeah.
yeah, safe spaces are the last place I ever want to be.
It's where all the fucking armored fucking goons are. It's where a whole bunch of shit that you don't fucking want to be facing is. So don't fucking go to the safe zones.
Nope.
Fuck out of there. Go the opposite way of whatever they fucking tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Learn how to build a campfire really low and slow so you don't let off a lot of smoke. Little things like that. Save your dryer lint.
No, you're cool with your smoke unless it's wet wood. If it's wet or it's been raining, then it's gonna.
Mhm.
But as long as it's dry, you're cool. And you're even better if you have like an enclosure that you're in, and you make a small fire out of sticks. You know, like Indian fire.
Exactly.
You just keep yourself. You know, you can make a small fire in the evening that nobody's going to see, and then you just keep feeding it. Little sticks, little sticks, little sticks.
And those things that you normally don't think about, like on the 4th of July, be careful about cooking meat on that fire because it's going to broadcast in a wide array of that someone's cooking meat.
Yeah.
All those little things. We don't think that way now, but it's to consider.
There's a ton of that information. I think that way. Is that you're gonna get. That's why you need to have a sober oven. That's why you need to have things where you don't have a fire. The best thing is to be off the scales, off there where they can't even see you. Now they can see you.
You're still going in and out, Tom. We can
It's hard to hear you, yeah.
half of what you're saying.
Oh, they can have you anywhere they want to, whenever they want, because they have night vision, right? They're gonna look and see you. They're gonna find you. If you go out, that's the thing.
There's things you can do to keep them from seeing your body temperature.
Hey, you need to pick up some solar blankets, man.
That's right. Right. And you know what? You said the truth. That's the truth. See, pick up some solar blankets. Learn how to hide yourself from them. Even your boots, all the way down to your boots. You better figure out a way to do that.
Do you have a microphone on your headset?
Nope.
What's the mic that you're talking into?
It's down in your chest.
I'm talking into a phone, but that's
you're on a phone?
Yeah, I'm on a phone right now.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Are you moving your head around or what? Or
No.
Are you pulling your head away from the mic?
No, I'm kind of staying neutral here. Sorry. Hold on, guys.
Are you holding the phone to your head to hear what you're saying, or are you on a headset?
No, I'm not holding it. It's away from me.
Is it on speakerphone?
Yes.
Oh, that's what. Right there.
All right, hold on.
Yep, that's the problem.
Yeah, that's why you're getting feedback.
So you're off speakerphone now?
No, hold on.
He's like, no, fuck that. Who wants to hold it to their damn head?
I know, huh?
That sucks. Especially if you're on for a long time.
Yeah.
From the internet, too.
It's going to kill me. All right, hold on.
Do you have a headset for it?
Hold on. Damn it.
I'm glad we cracked the code on that. Because it was like, there's got to be something. Because I
There's
shouldn't be able to
something
hear
wrong.
myself. I shouldn't hear an echo when I talk.
Right.
I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, it's okay.
Whoa!
It happens. I mean, that's all the
That
stuff
was clear.
you can do, figuring this stuff out.
That was super clear when you just talked.
Hold on.
I like it when my headset's attached to the computer because this headset is so great. It picks up everything.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike the computer, which does it pick up everything. But if I was to play any music or anything, the computer, you wouldn't be able to hear it through the computer, but you'd be able to hear it through my headset.
So you're on a headset, huh?
No, I'm on the computer.
Oh, I thought I saw earphones in your ears.
Oh, yeah, that's hooked to my phone.
So you can hear this.
Yes, absolutely. Like a beat from some hentai movie. Not that I know anything about hentai
Yeah.
Yeah.
at all. Just
Well,
maybe, I don't know. Clean hentai.
where's he going? He's going out the door.
I am. I'm going to go smoke.
Oh, that looks great.
Oh.
Mm.
No, I think that we as a society need to get past all the dumb shit.
Yeah, life's too short.
Technological banter needs to go.
Avoid the snowflakes. Do not surround yourself with snowflakes. Surround yourself with honest, hardworking people. And people of innovation.
The snowflakes are going to build a fucking snowman themselves,
Yeah, I know. What a nightmare.
They're not going to form into a snowman by themselves.
We want our safe spaces. Well, there's nowhere safe anymore. Well, what do we do? That was the only place to have an identity.
Oh, I know. People are going to shit themselves when I tell them, when they hear this. No, don't go to the safe spots. They're not fucking safe. And like, well, they said they were safe. And I'm telling them,
They're handing out cheese. They're giving cheese and bread out. Well, you don't have anything put away? No, I'm starving. We have to go there now.
Gather some shit that's way better than that cheese and bread. I'll go gather some mushrooms and some herbs and
Yeah.
I'll get some fucking wild meat. I'll kick a smorgasbord fucking dank ass fucking food plate on you in front of you and you'll be cool.
The rivers still have crayfish in them. I know you got crayfish in South Carolina.
Oh yeah, we got tons of that. Shrimp.
Oh yeah.
We got crab. We got fucking. Yeah, we got all kinds of local seafood. I have crabs and all kinds of stuff here.
Well, that's the funny thing. Most people wouldn't know how to eat unless it was on Yelp.
Right? Some people don't even know how to walk into a grocery store and cook themselves a fucking meal anymore. How sad is that?
Yeah, I know, and everything's prepared and already cut for you and butchered. It's like it's there, and people still can't do it themselves. That's what blows me away.
People don't know that fucking chickens have feathers on them before they die? Or that cows are actually living things? Well, I thought that, you just go to the store and you buy that,
Yeah.
No,
Wrapped in plastic.
it's a living fucking thing with hide on it, motherfucker.
Yeah.
How ridiculously fucking stupid some people are.
Well, and it's all intentional. That's why they removed home ec and they took out all the good stuff you used to learn in school. Can't have self-sufficient people running around.
No. That would be wrong. That would be bad for the establishment.
I want a shirt that says, "If you're self-sufficient, you're an enemy of the state."
That's a good shirt. That would be an awesome shirt.
I thought it was pretty poignant in the truth of it.
Probably be picked up the first couple of days if you were out and about, you know.
Oh, definitely if you're on an airplane. Self-sufficient people, report to the check-in area. You are an enemy of the state.
Right?
Self-sufficient people,
Sign our enemy of the state petition.
report to FEMA Camp 4. You are an enemy of the state. Non-compliance will result in physical apprehension.
Physical abuse and apprehension.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Well, yeah, but it's going to be a hard fucking time finding all the self-sufficient people because they're going to be disappearing and.
Yeah, be self-sufficient.
Exactly.
Not around here waiting for the fucking mobs to come to your door.
Oh no, Facebook isn't on. I'm emotionally erect today, and they're knocking on my door. What should I do? Yeah, it's going to be out there. But regardless if it happens or not, I'm not sitting around waiting for the end of the world and like stacking a bunch of food in the closet. I mean, I've got supplies.
It's going to be the end of mankind. You know. It's not the end of the world.
If it all goes like this for another 20 years, I'm still going to go hunting, fishing, and I'm still going to have a garden.
Look, when the shit goes down, there's going to be military troops crossing the country en masse, and there's going to be a bunch of fucking government schmucks hiding their asses away in underground shelters so that the people don't fucking off them. That's what it's going to be.
And the funny thing is that the people couldn't off them if they wanted to because they can't even cook their own steaks.
Right.
I mean, unless you get just a massive horde, but they'd start turning on each other. People can't even exist on the internet together without fighting. The idea of, like, in a desperate situation, if there's shortage of food and water, they're going to be, like, eating each other. And that's what's sad is the zombie thing is so popular because it's so true.
Well, maybe that's the foretelling of what people are going to have to do to survive, you know, cannibalism. Which is thing is being a zombie. You're walking around just fucking trying to live.
Yeah. And what do they eat? Brains, you know? And if you eat brains, you get mad cow. And if you get mad cow, you're a zombie. You know?
Brains and eggs are good.
Yeah, huh?
Yum.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna give in to the fear porn, and I'm just gonna keep.
I want to take the medulla oblongata. You know? Fuck yeah.
There you go. Some fava beans and a nice.
Unfortunately,
Chianti.
we don't have that. People don't have a medulla oblongata.
No?
No, I don't believe so. I think that's something that's in reptiles, actually.
Huh. I thought humans had it, but it's been a while since I talked about it.
Maybe alligators or maybe reptiles don't have it. That's a stupid Bobby Boucher fact. So I don't know.
You got me curious because I remember that was such a funny name. Oh, it's let's see. It is in humans.
Okay, it is in humans.
It's located in the hindbrain, anterior to the cerebellum.
The cerebellum?
Mm-hmm. It's responsible for multiple autonomic involuntary functions, ranging from vomiting to sneezing.
Eye blinking, things like that, involuntary.
It's great. It contains the cardiac, respiratory, vomiting, and vasomotor centers. Therefore, deals with the autonomic functions of breathing, heart rate, and blood pressure. That's a pretty important part of the brain. It like does all the stuff that we don't know how we do. We just do it. Like I've always liked that. You ask someone like, "Who taught you how to breathe?" Well, I don't know. I just always do it. Who? How do you
No one
beat your
taught you how to
heart? You
breathe. You
can't
just do
explain
it.
it.
It's
Yeah,
automatic. You begin life, it's automatic.
and it's like, who taught? How do you beat your heart? Who taught you how to do that? It's like, well, I don't know. It just happens. Well, is that you? Well, yeah, it's me, but I don't know how I do it.
It's not something you have to think about. It just is.
Mm-hmm.
It's the I mean, us being alive is is simply fucking amazing.
Yeah, I know, huh?
With the brain capacity that we have, with every other facet of who we are and how our body's comprised of muscle tissue and blah 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 and on and on. You know,
Yeah.
it is really simply fucking amazing.
How dare you be amazed by existing? We must sink the twin fangs of sin and guilt into your life and suck all the joy out of being alive.
No, let me pay some tithing so I don't have to feel bad.
You must give 20%. You know.
A tithe is literally 10%.
Yeah, huh?
Yes.
10%. Yeah.
So when they pass around the collection plate, it's not really a tithe. But churches like the Mormon religion, which people can say whatever they want about the religion. I grew up in it, was born and raised in it. So I know quite an extensive amount about it. You know, they're fucking patrons of their money. Plain simple. 10% before your taxes. So 10% of what you really make, not 10% of what you bring home.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's funny.
Oh, I did not need to see that.
You didn't need to see that?
Yeah.
What did you see?
You don't want to see it either.
Are you twisting your sack upside down again and drawing pictures on it with a Sharpie?
No, that was last week.
Oh, that's right.
They're too big for that right now.
Yeah. I always wanted to do my own rendition.
No twisting today.
I want to do a rendition of the presidential debates where I just draw pictures on my scrotum and make it jiggle and have the soundbite of the presidential candidates talking back and forth. That's what I feel like I should do to balance out the absurdity of it, become more absurd than it, and that's the only thing I could think of.
Well, after you shave it, then you can put a toupee on top. You know,
Exactly.
You could make Trump balls.
Oh yeah, I would do it, but do a toupee, and then with Clinton, I would do googly eyes. I would have googly eyes on my sack, and then maybe stumble a lot.
You can draw googly eyes. Do they?
Oh no, I'd get the little stick-on googly eyes, so they kind of are googly when you jiggle.
Right on.
Oh jeez.
Toupee.
Yeah. A little felt toupee.
It would be a little more curly than his real hair, but.
Yeah, that's true. I wish our country had a button on it like the old Nintendos did, the reset button, where you just like push it, reset. All right, here we go.
Right.
The good old Nintendo. Reset. The power button and the reset button were right next to each other, you know?
Holy good God Almighty.
Sweet Jesus, it's him.
Flash flood watch.
For you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, so that storm's going to hit before Friday then. They're already throwing out the watch, huh?
Yeah. It expires in a day and 23 hours. So
okay. Same time.
Right around the time I said it's about to hit us.
Mm.
It's going to hit tomorrow afternoon. I live in Florida, and I'm right in the middle of it.
Yeah, I pulled up a map earlier, and Florida's just covered completely.
I live in Citrus County, and it's going to hit probably just north of me, be my guess.
Well, is that lower or? Because the whole like I said, on my radar, it shows the whole, almost the entire state of Florida covered by the storm right now.
Well, it will be with rain, but the eye.
Okay, it's the whole lower half of Florida, actually,
Well, actually, what I understand is
all the way to Jacksonville.
it's going to go through probably Jacksonville once it comes across the coast.
So are you south or north?
I am on Nature Coast. I am in northwest citrus, northwest Florida, where it's right about where it's going to come through. It's probably the eye of the storm will come through what they're predicting, but I don't know what.
It's coming. There's a huge. Well, it's not the big cell. It's just a storm that's over the end of Florida right now. It's not the big cyclonic cell, but.
Well, what's going to happen is right now it's out in the Gulf, and it's going to generate some more power because the warm water.
Yep.
And it's going to steer. I don't know what it's going to do. So
it says the projection says it's going to go. It's going to go over the northern half of Florida and the southern part of Georgia into South Carolina and. Huh?
It's going to go off the coast after it does that, but that's their prediction right now, is that it's going to turn to the right and head northeast.
Yeah.
Because I live, dude, like 9 miles from the water on the east coast, not the east coast, I'm sorry, the west coast of Florida, on the Nature Coast. So
you're still going in and out.
Oh, well, sorry, brother, but I live on the western coast of Florida, which means that the storm, when it comes in, it turns, which they're saying, and it's going to go just above where I live at. That's what they're saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see the area that you're in, Ben.
I live in Citrus County. And then look at the track. And the track of the storm right now is just north of where I live. So it's going to go just north of where I am. We're already dealing with torrential rain. It's bad. It's going to be bad.
Do you know Ocala at all then, if you're in that area?
Absolutely. Ocala is just 40 minutes from here.
Okay, yeah. Yep.
It's not far from me. Tallahassee, Ocala, all those, they're more inland than I am. I'm right on the coast. So
right. You're out by Fellowship. Or Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills? Yeah. I'm right by Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's coming close to us. But see, the way that the winds turn is going to be kind of a problem, because if it goes north of me, it's going to, because it spins clockwise, or counterclockwise, I'm sorry, it's going to push the water up into the bays, up into where I live. My wife works at a marina, and they're already being flooded. Yesterday they got flooded. So they're going to be underwater by tomorrow. They're going to be, because they're talking about 4 to 6 feet of water above normal. So that's going to flood them. It's going to flood that place. And
right, absolutely.
So we're going to be underwater by tomorrow afternoon, where these places are. Those businesses are going to be destroyed because they can't operate and they can't serve or do anything once they get flooded like that. So now it's going to be a whole big deal about, how can we continue to operate our business? Well, they're not going to be able to. Once that stuff tomorrow hits, it's done. My brother lives in Shore Acres, in St. Petersburg, Florida, which I grew up in that house. He's still living there. But, man, it's a fishbowl. That place is a fishbowl. It's going to go. They're going to get flooded. Big time.
Downtown Charleston will, too. When they, in their infinite wisdom, built this city, they decided to put the downtown area in a hole. So when the floodwaters break the wall, the break, it just floods the whole freaking area. And when it rains or anything like that, man, I tell you, if there's a couple of days of rain, our whole downtown area is flooded.
And that's the way Shore Acres is. If it rains for 2 days, they're underwater because the stupidity of these people is ridiculous. I mean, it really is stupid.
Yeah, if you know it's gonna flood when you fucking live somewhere, and it's been said many, many times, or it's flooded many, many times, and you still live there, that's on you. You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, that's dumb. It's dumbass shit right there.
And I don't say that. I don't care where you live. Fucking Louisiana.
You know what's
fucking here in Charlotte. I don't give a fuck where you live. If you're stupid enough, I don't want to say stupid because that's kind of bordering on like
ignorant.
And I don't want to be insulting.
How dare you be politically incorrect? I'm offended. I want my safe spaces.
yeah, they would send you to a safe space downtown.
I need to be in a safe space. All these people have opinions and they offend me.
Right? But I mean, if you're gonna be dumb enough to keep fucking living in an area that keeps fucking flooding every 5 years, then that's,
Well, how smart was fucking building New Orleans? Below sea level? Like, really? You don't see a long-term problem with the expansion of population there? Well, gee, I do.
Right.
They knew that too, damn it.
What was that? Was that a Pokeball? Did I just see a Pokemon?
Hmm? Yeah, let's chase the Pokemon. Now let's chase him right to the flood zone.
Did I just see a Pokemon?
Let's chase Pokemon to the flood zone.
I think that we should hack the system for Pokemon and have everyone like gather in some mall and then just tear each other to shreds and then start over from there.
You have a fucking huge flash mob of zombies.
A big Pokemon orgy where they're like, hey, there's no Pokemon here. We're mad. We're going to break shit. Where's our Pokemon? Where's our Pokemon?
To do.
I know.
And like put 50 rare fucking Pokemon in the mall. And then when everybody starts flooding into the mall, just turn it off.
This is funny stuff.
Well, people have had guns pulled on them because Pokemon will appear in some old-timer's yard and he comes out and like, what the hell are you doing in my yard at 3 a.m.? And he pulls a gun on him. And they're like, hey, we're just playing this game. And he's like, get the fuck out of here.
This is my fucking yard, dude. What the fuck?
Well, we're playing a game.
Go play in your yard, god damn it.
I don't know. Someone shows up in my yard at 3 a.m. and they're creeping around with their cell phone out. I'm going to have issue with that too. And
yeah.
I think that's not politically correct. My yard is not a safe space except for friends and family.
Right.
and my animals, that's it.
No, probably be in the house.
Yeah.
Hard.
Exactly. Wandering around.
So here we sit, right? I sit in Florida waiting for this damn storm to come, because it's coming close, man, to me. It's really coming close. So I'll probably power. I'll probably, go without some stuff for a while. but that's all good. I can handle
Well,
that.
you shouldn't. You should have some stuff on hand.
Well, I got it. I got all that.
Oh, there you go.
I'm straight. I'm prepared. You know.
You got a spring there, I see. You got a spring-loaded something. I'm seeing a nice shot of that spring-loaded device.
Right? Yeah,
I'm prepared for all that shit, man.
that thing.
Mm-hmm.
What is
So-
that exactly?
What?
What are we looking at?
That spring-loaded device against the
think
wall
that's
there.
I think that's on the ceiling, actually, or maybe on the wall. I don't
Oh,
know.
is that a garage door on the ceiling?
Yes, that's actually the garage door carrier.
Oh, there you go. Sorry, I'm a curious person, and I wanted to crack the code because I was intrigued by the spring.
Yeah, that's a spring. I could probably use it for something if I were to think about it.
Probably.
Yeah.
Springs are useful.
Because of its load-bearing qualities, you could actually hang it from a tree and have a seat suspended from it. If you wanted to bounce under a tree, you could use it for that.
Well, probably, but you know, I haven't really. It's up there. It's a spring, and I could probably use that. But
Or a homemade ballista. You could make a homemade ballista out of that big time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That'd
This
make
is-
a killer crossbow
Storm is
thrower.
actually supposed to go all the way to Washington
yeah,
and New York. This is projected to be a pretty big storm.
I wonder if it's a coincidence it's happening right before the election comes up here.
Right? Well, it said that something will happen between the what do you say, the 15th and the 23rd?
Of September?
Yeah.
Huh. Because of the is it the Jewish calendar you're talking about? The new moons and everything, or
No, I don't think it had anything to do with anything like that. It was just a projection
oh, okay.
based on sequencing and numbers and
Oh,
doing remote viewing.
okay.
Yeah, and the guy that said it, he's pretty accurate with his stuff. You know, he doesn't know what it is, but it's something. You know,
Hmm.
everything, but something and something large.
what do you think they're getting ready for?
Man, there's so many different things that have been drawn up. So take your pick. Is it a nuclear device? Is it? But whatever it is, it comes from within. Just remember that it doesn't come. It doesn't come from somewhere else. It comes from within.
Well, they're really good at creating a state of chaos and confusion, and in that state, you can pretty much make people overwhelmed with information and overwhelmed with so much that they're so overwhelmed they'll go along with anything at that point.
Right.
And I
Exactly.
think that's what they're up to. They're just creating a state of confusion and overwhelming the population to such a degree, creating a dependency like we've never seen before on people being dependent on government handouts and all that. But where it's like we want this corrupt system to remain in place because we depend on it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, where are we going to get our food stamps, and where are we going to get our free phone, and where are we going to get our medical paid for, and where are we going to? Not, you know, I don't even care about doctors. Like, fuck doctors. That's me personally. I know a lot of people have ailments and shit and whatnot, and they seek doctors for help. That's cool. You know, you can do that. I just don't see any use in doctors. I'm
Oh yeah.
we study
You can go to the
time also.
you can go to the drug dealer in the white coat, or you can go to the drug dealer in an alley. It's people's choice.
Right. And that legal
Mhm.
dealer is going to give you what you want, you know, but it's going to harm you more than if you medicinally fix yourself
Mhm.
with.
And there's many ways to do that: mentally, physically, spiritually, whatever we may consider spirituality.
Right.
But the only way to survive this time we're in is to find time to unplug. You have to unplug sometimes. It's so important to unplug. And you know, doesn't mean you have to become a nudist or something, but hey, that's fun.
Right. Hey.
Yeah. At least it's something that's happening now and not through some social media outlet. Hiking, walking, just unplugging for a while. It's the only way to detox from it all.
Yeah. Go to Bagby Hot Springs.
There you go.
I do. I go and hike and go out in the woods and go to the Croom and get away from this stuff for a while. That's what
There
I
you
do. I
go.
do the
There
same
you
thing.
go.
I unplug. Once in a while, I go out and just get away from it all. I don't care about none of this. Go to nature, man.
Mhm.
That's what we need to do. Go back to that, because I live in a nature coast, and
Lucky dog.
I love to go out and just hang out in the woods and watch the gators.
There you
Stuff
go.
like that. That's cool.
Mhm.
Get to know their habits and whatnot.
People don't really do
They
that.
might be able to hunt them easy when it comes down to it. It's
Sure.
just-
I watch what's going on in nature, and I see what's going on around me, and I can go out there and hunt, and easily get food. So I'm not really worried about that so much. I have stockpiles of stuff. I'm prepped. I'm prepared. Me and my
Are
wife.
you prepared? Are you prepared to leave your home if you have to and go somewhere else? Are you prepared?
Yes. Yep. I already have those locations designated.
Or I mean, would you be prepared if you had to put on a fucking backpack and backpack through the woods and shit
Yep.
and leave everything behind? Would you be prepared for
Yes.
that?
I'm ready to be able to do that. I've already looked at how I'm going to have to do that, which I believe probably will happen because I don't want to be cornered. I don't want to be cornered into a room or a cave. In other words, I have all this stuff here, okay, where I'm prepped at, but when it comes down to it, it's better to leave
Yes.
sometimes, live to fight another day, and
Yes.
stay where I am.
Especially if you live in an urban setting.
And I
There you
don't.
go. Well,
I
I'm
don't.
going to revive my T-shirt idea. If you're not a victim, you're an enemy of the state.
Right?
So really, guys, that's the truth is that I'm not going to stick around here necessarily. If shit goes really wrong, I'm prepared to leave, and I'm prepared to go to multiple locations. Actually, I
Right.
don't have just one; I have multiple ones. In case something happens with the first one, I can go to the second one. That's
Right.
what I'm looking at.
This one's compromised. I got to go to this other place.
That's what I'm looking at, and that's the honest to God's truth, and I'm not lying. I
Right.
have
No, I agree. That's
figured
what
out.
everybody should be.
I'm not telling people this is where I'm going, but I have those plans already set. Me and my wife both do, and we both have bug out bags. We both have all this stuff together, where we are ready to go if we have to, because it could happen.
hmm
It really could happen. And look, we're
And not only could it happen, believe me when I say it will happen. It will happen within our lifetimes. It will fucking happen. Trust
Yep.
me. It's gonna happen. It's inevitable.
Well, that's why we are so prepared, because I think I see, I'm the one who woke her up to all this, but now she's gotten really into it more than me. Even. She's buying shit every day, canned food. She's stocking. She's putting stuff away. It's just, okay, honey, we know that, okay, this is coming, and we may need to leave here. Okay, so what do we do then? How do we do that? So we have to think about that. How you're going to what you need with you. You
Right.
know.
Basic essentials is all you really need for the first few days. If you have, like, check it out. I have this kind of stuff packed away, and this is really simple. If you just fucking use water with it, that's it. And it's
It's country time.
Oh, Bear Creek. Nice.
broccoli, chicken. This is creamy chicken, but I have broccoli and cheddar. I've got chili. I've got,
There you go.
several different kinds. I've got mac and cheese, whatever, and that you just add water to. You boil fucking water and put that in it, and you have a meal. Bam.
And see,
That's 8 cups. You put 8 cups of water in it. It makes a good meal for several people. It's good. It sticks to you. It's hearty, so everyone's full, and that's one meal for a night.
Water is important, guys. That's the most important thing you can ever think of is water. Water.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't have water, you are not going to live.
And I bought a hand pump that I attached to my well head, which is covered up now, where no one can see it. I'm giving this information away. I shouldn't be saying this, but it's a hand pump well. So no matter what, I can hand pump water out of that thing.
Right.
Right? With no.
How many gallons? Is that a Katadyn filter?
It has a filter on it. I don't know what filter it is, but it was just a Cabela's. I got it off of Cabela's.
Nice.
It may be Katadyn system. It should have Katadyn on it.
It probably is. I don't know. I really don't know, to be honest. But to be honest with you, though, I didn't care about that. What I care about is a damn thing producing water. You know what I mean? That's what I care about, water. So if I can pump water out of that, right off that wellhead, right off the side of it, there's a simple valve. It's not hard to do. It's very easy to produce water. If I have to sit there and pump that water, that's okay. That's good, man, because it's clean. It's not perfectly clean water because you got to realize that we're being inundated with chemtrails and aluminum and everything else, but it's still a lot better than the other alternatives. And I can still burn, and I can still filter the water, which it's being filtered, and then I can still boil the water. I have a stove set up, which is Coleman stove, man, which I have 2 huge tanks for that I can run my propane on that stove, which will last forever. I mean, not only that, burning a fire and cooking over the fire and saving and conserving propane is a good thing. So we just have to think about these things. I think so.
Yeah. If you got clean water and you can stay warm at night, then that can get you pretty far.
Yep.
And if you got food storages, then you're really up on the game. And yeah, I mean, people don't think that way. I mean, it's become a fad to think that way now. You got all the preppers people make fun of, but there's
guess what?
There's prepping and there's just.
I'm telling you what. There's people that want to laugh and scoff at us for fucking prepping and getting ready for the shit. Guess what? That's where you could fucking stay. Laughing and fucking giggling to your goddamn self in your house while they come to round your fucking ass up.
Yep, play Pokemon.
Yeah.
Keep playing Pokemon.
Go ahead. Keep chasing those fucking invisible fucking creatures. Go ahead.
Totally.
We're chasing having storage, supplies, and being stocked up and ready for what's coming our way. You know,
Mhm.
and it can happen anytime. It's not I'm a crazy prepper. Damn, there's a hurricane bearing down on me right now. I don't, what's going to happen. So,
Yeah.
I did this before. I've been through this. I have gasoline. I have a generator. I have it wired to my house through my shed. Okay, underground.
Totally.
For 200 feet, I ran the actual cable and hooked it to my main breaker. So all I have to do is shut the main off
Oh,
and run my stuff off of that. As long as I have fuel.
There you go.
And that's the thing. I can run
I
fuel.
think you're thinking way too intricately, man. Honestly,
Well,
it can be so much more simplistic than that.
no, really. The idea is that, all right, listen. I had a generator in 2004 or whatever it was.
You don't want that generator. Trust me.
No.
You don't want to turn on all your lights. If you're the only house on the street with lights on and a Jenny running, then you're a target.
It doesn't even matter if it's portable generator that you take up into the woods.
It's, guys,
That
trust me.
thing is fucking loud as shit. And
That's why it's 200 feet from my house inside a building.
no. What I'm saying is it doesn't matter. You
That's why it's,
understand the technical equipment that we have that I can listen to you 5 miles away and hear everything you're saying through your fucking wall?
sure. Let me explain real quick. Okay, during hurricane, we had 5 hurricanes hit Florida in 2004 or 5 or whatever the hell it was. We had Charlie come across here. I lost power for 18 days. Okay, I had a generator, which I put out my back door, outside of my laundry room door on the slab there, and I ran the wires through my bedroom window into the main breaker and was running my panel off of that. Well, that shit's loud as hell. It's right out your back door. No, I decided to run the wires, put it in the shed that I have out back, which is like 200 feet away from my house, inside where it can't get wet, and you don't have to worry about the rain and all that. Okay, and I know you're right, because if you see power, if they see power, yes, I get your point. That's
If
true.
they see lights, if they hear anything, and believe they're going to be sweeping for a sound.
I get that. But even during that 18 days of no power that I went through with Hurricane Charlie, no power for 18 days. I had no power for 10 days till I got the generator, thanks to my dad, that worked for a construction company, and he was able to get me that generator, which is a 10,000 watt generator. I could run a lot of stuff on that through my main box. I hooked it into the main 220, my dryer breaker. I disconnected that. I hooked it in there. I turned the main off, and then I turned on what I wanted to run, and it worked. My refrigerator, air conditioning, window units, and stuff like that. I was able to manage to get by. But again, you're right, because if they see that, if it gets that bad, yes, then I'm in deep trouble. I'm not going to do that, because it's like having a fire. I'm not going to have a fire and be cooking meat when it gets hit the fan, because they're going to come to where I'm at.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, I understand this. So it was just it's cool to have that in case of 5, 6, 7, 8 day outage. People aren't going to go crazy yet. It's going to be after that. It's going to be after 30 days, because I went through 18 days of no power and nobody went crazy. But people did.
Could you still go to the store and get stuff to eat?
Yes. What happened was the Circle K and the little Chump store and stuff like that, they had generators. So they were running generators and they were giving away free ice and stuff like that. So I was able to get free ice. Didn't cost me a dime. I just went up there and I needed some ice, and they gave me ice. I cooked
Right.
all my meat
That's
that I
cool.
had in the refrigerator outside, and I put my stove and I had my shit together just like I was camping, and that's what we did. We camped for all that time, for 18 days. We didn't have power. We were camping. So, but it was okay because they actually gave those stores were the first ones to be restored with power before we ever got power back.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I have a barbecue out back. If we lose power, I got a barbecue. We have various types of lighting. We have propane lighting. We have battery powered lighting, fluorescent bulbs, and flashlights. I've got flashlights stuffed everywhere here. So
There
if
you go.
power goes out, we're pretty good.
Oh, hey, guys, you just be honest. That's the honest to God's truth. I mean, we went with 18 days without power, and we had our generator running, for the last maybe half of that time, where I would run it just enough to keep the refrigerator cold, and then I would shut it off. I micromanaged it. I used, certain parts of my house. I blocked off my living room from the hallway to the bedrooms. I literally blocked off heavy blankets, and I stapled them all up there so that I could just keep where we were cool enough and have power was there. And Malty used it. I didn't use. You can't turn everything on because you're going to blow the circuit. You're going to blow it up.
Right,
But
right.
what I did was I just
Hey, I'm gonna have to crash, guys. I'm like passing out. I got to get up in the morning.
I think I'm gonna have to get out of here too. I was just thinking about the same thing. I'm gonna have to end the show for this evening, but we can get back on and talk about this some more because this is an interesting subject that I think everyone should be paying attention to.
absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's good stuff.
On that, preparedness is a really important thing.
It's
Right.
huge. Mm-hmm.
And like my wife and her mother survived Hugo in this house. So yeah.
That's amazing. Well, listen, I really appreciate you doing this show, man, and thanks for having me on. And it was nice to talk to you, man.
Yep. Have a good night, guys. Thank you, Tom.
Thanks, Tom, man. Have a good one. Good talking to you. Stay safe for the storm, man.
I'm gonna try, man. I got it covered.
All right, you guys have a good night.
You too.
All right, brother. See ya.
Everybody else too. Thank you for coming, and talk to you later. Good night.